Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your new moon reading in the sign of Libra. My name is Jennifer with Aquamood for those of you that are new. As a reminder, these new moon readings are good from new moon to new moon. So these are energies that will be transpiring over a full lunar cycle, which is approximately a whole month. And as always, I've already pre-shuffled and meditated with all the decks so that we can get started right away. And I'm also using a different set of decks for this reading because I felt we needed a little bit different of an energy or messages coming through for us. At the center of your reading, you have surrender worry. Make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that Spirit is guiding you always. So there's something that has been worrying you, Sagittarius, and it's at the center of your reading. Surrender to what is on a conscious level. It says flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change the situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. And so regardless of what the situation that might be worrying you is, this is talking about just looking at it, making peace with it instead of creating stories or creating blame for how it should be, how it should have gone, why it's not a certain way. We're trying to decipher why or why not something is happening. On a subconscious level, you have surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in your life. So Sagittarius, I'm getting that for this fall season, especially this cycle, what you might not know or energies that are bubbling up on the subconscious level are that there's limited beliefs that need to be released, that you are outgrowing who you used to be, that you're becoming a new person. And so some of these ideas are still playing within your subconscious. And this is talking about getting you to start embracing the new you that you are becoming. Required for resolution is surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. So again, this is very straightforward, but this is saying like, especially if it has to do with career, I'm getting for some of you, or how far along you should be, or where you should be by now, or how much money you should be making. That's not helping you. All that's doing is creating your energy to be leaked, and it's putting you in a space of disempowerment. So for you to let go of this and to accept things for where they are, to make peace with it so that you can shift into more solution-oriented ways of thinking. And you've got surrender to non-action on the outcome, and it says now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. So on the other side, this is bringing you a sense of more peace, a sense of being more connected to the inner you. And you have two messages talking about, I have actually three messages talking about being more connected to your own power. So understanding what it means to be in your power is some of the work that you're being asked to do for this lunar cycle. So let's pull some tarot. to get clarifications on all of these energies. At the center of your reading, you have Ace of Swords is being released and Ace of Wands of coming up. And so this to me is talking about surrendering your need to know, all the details, surrendering the need to know, or having, like, being okay with not knowing, being okay with not having full clarity of the situation at this time. Because on the other side, you have Ace of Wands coming up. And so this is talking about a new beginning. It's a new beginning within, I'm getting for some of you guys, it's like within yourself. This is an energy of passion, of creativity. So some of you guys might be getting a new idea about a passion project to pursue, or something new to pursue that lights you up, that brings you joy, that brings you excitement. Some of you guys might just be getting a boost in like your own inner spark and vitality. On a subconscious level, you have Queen of Wands is being released and Judgment as coming up. Sorry. So from this one, I'm also getting no need to be hasty, no need to make rash decisions, no need to be impulsive at this time. Just be mindful that it seems like it's a time for you to kind of check in with yourself, to take inventory, to get an understanding, a very real understanding of what your circumstances is, to kind of let the dust settle. So not feeling like you have to rush into something new or make any sudden decisions, because you have the Judgment card coming up. And this is talking about two things. It could be talking about surrendering judgment towards yourself or towards a specific situation or person. I would say especially when it comes to yourself, but also opening yourself up to receiving divine guidance or to receiving divine messages when it comes to the situation. Being surrendered is Ten of Swords. Coming up for you is the Devil. So, Ten of Swords is something that has ended, something that has died. So this to me is talking about things about you, personality traits, habits, ways of being, ways of thinking, who you used to be, old you, how you used to operate. It's like that part of you, those parts of you are ready to be released. But you have the Devil coming up. So it's almost like your ego sometimes gets the say. And so this to me is talking about being very mindful of your thoughts. Some of you guys might be stuck in like an awkward transition of growth where it's like you're still stuck between like the person you're becoming and the person that you no longer want to be. And it's a little weird because you don't know like which part of you is which. So it might have you circling back or keeping yourself in a loop or keeping yourself stuck. But this is also talking about becoming aware of things, people, substances, objects outside of you that you feel have a hold on you. So this can also mean like addictions or unhealthy coping mechanisms. But if there's anything outside of you where you're like, I'm not strong enough to say no to this, or I'm not anything enough to turn away or walk away from that, that's that devil energy. It's that illusion that something outside of you has power over you. Being surrendered is the World, and coming up for you is the Hermit. So as the World being surrendered, this is talking about you are still going through this cycle of change, because again, there's growth happening for you on a subconscious level that's starting to bubble up. So you haven't fully closed out a cycle of transitions, of change. It's like you're still going through it, and you'll still be going through it, especially during this full lunar cycle, which is going to take us through all of Mercury retrograde and then more. And you have the Hermit coming up. And this is asking you to make time to go within, to make time to have alone time, to have time for introspection. It's asking you to start connecting to your own inner guidance, to your own inner light. It's only in that alone time that you have the time to just to sit with yourself. And also be very mindful if in that space you are creating comparisons, and to let that go. Being released is the Nine of Wands, and coming up for you is the Page of Swords. So the Nine of Wands to me is is a card of exhaustion. 10 of Wands is when you're completely overburdened and tired, and the Nine of Wands to me is just one step underneath that, where it's like you haven't fully burnt out, but you have taken a little bit of a beating. You are feeling a little bit exhausted or a little bit depleted, and so as a result, in a surrender position, this is talking about like not no more. Like it's time to release feeling that exhaustion, feeling that burden, feeling just a completely like disempowered energy. And on the other side of this, you'll start to have clarity with Page of Swords. You'll start to understand things a little bit more, have like possible insights come through for you, kind of like little breadcrumbs will start to come through to get you to understand this cycle that you're going through. Alright, let's pull more tarot to get clarity on these energies. Alright, so we're going to look at the left cards first to look at energies that are being released, and then we'll look at the right cards for energies coming up. You have decision coming up for you in the release position, and it says release yourself from that which holds you back and need to detox unnecessary worry based on lack of self-confidence. So this is again addressing that worry, surrendering that worry, bringing to you the attention that your worries are not based on reality. It's instead being based on you're comparing yourself to others based on that lack of self-confidence. And this card is this one again. So at the center, it's talking about getting you to release these energies, to free yourself, right? It's again like, what are you giving your power over to that's outside of you? On a conscious level, you have 8 of Raphael as being released, which is 8 of Cups. And it says, there is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you. Spiritual quest. So if there are any delays that you are experiencing, it's because there is something better for you. This is also talking about not being able to move forward from your current situation at this time because there are other things that need to get sorted out first. You have 9 of Raphael as being surrendered. And so this could be talking about, for some of you, it could be talking about letting go of a romantic connection. For others of you, it could be talking about your desire for a romantic connection. And this is saying, not right now. There are limited beliefs that are blocking you from getting this desired connection. And for others of you, this is simply just talking about just emotional heaviness, emotional baggage that you need to work through, cleanse, clear, and release. You have the 10 of Gabriel as being surrendered, and that's the 10 of Wands that I was talking about earlier. And it says, ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load, working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. So this is again bringing your attention to where you might be feeling overburdened, where you might be feeling overworked, depleted, not giving back to yourself. And this energy is also asking you to surrender this, to let it go, to go about creating what you want to manifest with a different energy instead of forcing and pushing. You have King of Ariel as being released. And so this is the King of Pentacles. So some of you might be letting go of a new job, or not a new job. Some of you guys might be going through a change in jobs that could be causing you some of the worry. Some of you guys might be feeling a little bit financially stressed or pressured or financially limited. But again, the message is not to worry, because this isn't going to be your circumstance for long. You have solutions coming up for you at the center of your reading. And this says success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. So this is the main message coming up for you at the center of your reading. It's again asking you to master and temper your emotions, because there's a lot of them kind of running rampant, and it's triggering worrying thoughts as well. And there's a message of self-control also coming up for you, and it could be talking about your coping mechanisms when you do feel stressed or when you do feel cornered. But this is ultimately talking about you bringing balance to your emotions, and also bringing balance to your heart and mind space to get them on the same page. You have 7 of Raphael coming up for you, and it says time to make a decision, be clear on what you want, and take action. A need for detoxification. And again, there is that message of needing to detox that's coming up again, that is connected to that devil energy. But if some of you guys are feeling like you don't really know what your options are, or you don't really know which path to take, Seven of Raphael is letting you know that you will have those options come up for you. You will have doors open up. You will have pathways available to you for you to choose from. You have divine guidance as coming up, and it says the search for meaning of life, consider an alternative approach, surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. And so this to me is talking about getting you to possibly seek help or guidance when it comes to this situation that we were talking about earlier. It could mean like traditional counseling or traditional therapy, a wise person. Ideally, it's pushing you towards looking to spiritual ways of seeking help, guidance, or support. You have Two of Ariel coming up for you, and it says it's important to have balance, working multiple jobs and projects at once, making work fun. So this message here is coming through as you might be a little bit busy over this lunar cycle, and it's okay to juggle multiple things. It's okay to juggle multiple projects. You don't have to feel like you have to choose one or another. I'm getting that you will be able to bring that balance to the multiple things you can be working on, but also to tap into your work area or your projects as a form of fun, as a healthy outlet for you to put your energy into when you're not making that time for introspection and being with yourself. And you have the Two of Raphael as your outcome, and I'm gonna read it to you. It says, two hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful, kindred spirits, don't give up on those you love. So this to me is talking about two different things. For some of you, it's embracing your healing, embracing, because I do look at the caduceus at the center of the card, and it is embracing you to move into, or pushing you, to move into a healed space, so you can find healing on the other side of this situation. And I also see it as being more at balance between your male and female side, being more at balance with how much you give and receive, and making sure that you're equally doing both. For others of you, this could mean that emotional connection that you've been seeking or wanting, or finding almost like solace or support in that emotional connection. And it could be romantic, or it could be a friend, or just somebody, a family member that you're close to as well in this situation. All right, let's pull one chakra card to close out your reading. You have Apache Tear Obsidian, which is root and heart chakra stone. It is for grounding, protection, and emotional healing. And it says Apache Tear Obsidian grounds, protects, and heals. It also cleanses your emotional wounds. You have pulled this card because you are grieving and need support to release your emotions. Meditate with Apache Tear Obsidian to find new hope, embrace joy, and release your pain to the infinite source of love. So again, this is for those of you where we were talking about how there's still a lot of emotional baggage or emotional depth that needs to be cleansed, healed, and released. So if you do have access to Apache Tear, obsidian, I would suggest that you guys work with it for this full lunar cycle, and again to reach out to spiritual solutions to help you cleanse some of this energy that is bubbling up. But at the center of your reading, you have again surrender worry. Everything's going to be okay. This is an opportunity for you to learn to self-soothe, to master your own emotions, to find that internal balance, even when the outside world is telling you not to. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it there. If you found this message resonated with you, check out the collective energy clearing that I do every month at the end of all the readings. All right, we will see you at the next new moon. Bye.